Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the Aegis TV channel. It is the Champions League final. It is the big one. It's Manchester City versus Chelsea. Now we covered the semi-finals. We've had a bit of a build-up to this. I enjoyed both of the semi-finals, both legs of both semi-finals. Loads of talent on display. This is the big one. It's the all-English final in Portugal. I wonder what the score will be. Hello to you, Callum, as well as the people in chat from earlier. We've had Discan Nupane said City, Caden says yo, and Fabiano went sheesh. How you all doing? Hello to you, Callum. What is up? So big game, like we said. I'm going to go into the lineups of both teams. I'm going to give predictions for both teams, and we're going to go into absolutely everything. In goal for Manchester City, obviously, it's the reliable Ederson in goal, who had the most clean sheets as well this season in the Premier League for the last 2 years. Good, you lad. I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to this final. I hope it will be a good one. Back four for City. Zinchenko, Diaz, Stones, and Walker make up the back four. Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, Foden make up the midfield three, with Kevin De Bruyne as the false nine, I think we call it these days. Sterling and Mahrez on the wings. For Chelsea, you got a 3-4-3, their usual, which is Rudiger, Silva, Azpilicueta, with Mendy in goal. There was a worry that potentially Mendy couldn't be able to play due to he got injured at half-time at Villa Park, and Kepa had to come on, but Mendy is fit enough to play. Chilwell and James as the fullbacks, wing-backs, as you would also call them. Kante, Jorginho in midfield. Mount, Havertz and Timo Werner make up the full three. Callum also said thanks for putting Chelsea confidence down up the Liverpool. Well, that's the thing now. That's the real question. Will Chelsea go into this game a little less confident? They lost the FA Cup final against Leicester City. You know, they're not, I wouldn't say they're as confident as what they would have been before that. They also did get beaten by Aston Villa as well. I wasn't overly impressed with them. I thought they were okay. They did dominate the second half, but they looked a little bit toothless, I will say. AH64 Gypsy Lad said Man City will win. You heard it here first. Well, I'm going to go into what I think will happen and what I want to happen, because those are two different things, which I'm sure supporters of both will partly agree and partly disagree. I've gone through the lineups. Aspie is a silly boy. What was it, like a little slap in the face of Jack Grealish? I didn't think it was a red card at the time, and it has been overturned. So fair enough. I was very unbiased. I think he didn't know he was there, and he just slapped out. Arson is here. Said, the Chelsea Aspie red card got taken away. Yeah, I thought that was a spot on decision. Like I said, I'm a Villa fan. I didn't think that was I deserved a red card, to put it that way. So, predictions. Guys in chat, give me your match predictions. This is the big one. So let me know what you do think. Will Manchester City win their first ever Champions League, or will Chelsea get their second in, 9 years? They last won it in 2012. I was 12 years old watching the game when Drogba took his penalty away to win the entire thing. 4-0 City. That is a really explosive scoreline. Can you gulag noise in your Discord? He has a 2-day mute. I think he has a right to gas at least a little bit if they do win. Like, you can't just silence. Like, if Chelsea won, I wouldn't silence you lot. I know he's a bit of an annoying little twat. But I just don't think it'd be right to silence him fully. If they do go on and win it, and if they deserve to, you know, I'll let him have if he gets too much, I can always silence him. But I wouldn't do it for you lot. So I shouldn't really do it for him. 19th of May 2012, that was the fateful day. It did actually, I remember watching the game, it was very one-sided. Chelsea, I think even Chelsea fans will admit, they perhaps didn't quite deserve to technically win it. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's goals that matter. And they got the goals through penalties. They couldn't quite do it in extra time, but who cares? If they fraud a win, can you mute? If they fraud a win, yeah, I'm not allowing him to gas if it's like off an own goal or a, you know, if they hammer Chelsea, I'm gonna allow him to gas because it's deserved. You can't just not get abused because I can't just not allow Chelsea fans to banter if they do get created. I don't think it'll be one wave. That's all I'm gonna say. My predictions. So before I go into it, I want Chelsea to win. If there's any Man City fan here right now, look, respect to you lot. You've done well to get there, but I wanna keep the Champions League winners. I wanna keep it elite. I want to keep it as the Elite Five. I don't want City to join that. I think Arsenal deserve that more than Man City. Arsenal lost their final. And, I'd say they're more of a historic club. I just don't want City to be a part of that. What I will think will happen, though, unfortunately, I do think it'll be 2-0 to Man City. And that makes you feel... Honestly, I want to throw up in my own mouth. Like me saying that, but I just can't see. I can't see Chelsea win this. So I'm sorry. Now, who knows what will happen in this game? I want Chelsea to win, so I don't want any Chelsea fan to try and clip this and use it against me. I want Chelsea to win, but I just can't see it. It pains me to say it. I think Pep Guardiola is so good. He's such a good manager, man. And I watched something midweek of him. Going into detail about the Chelsea team, right? And he knows the intricate little details. I just think that you're going to have to really, really play well to win today. Yeah, every player has to turn up if Chelsea were to win this. I think even their fans will understand that they are at least the somewhat small underdogs. The players are coming out onto the pitch in Portugal. It is Manchester City versus Chelsea. We had an all-English final only 2 years ago, which was a Liverpool versus Tottenham game, which was an awful game, by the way. Absolutely awful game. That going into detail is expected of a manager. Yeah, I agree. But he understood you guys very well. Riyad Mahrez 2, Silva 1, Aguero goal 1. He's not starting. It is De Bruyne up front with Aguero on the bench. He would have to come off the bench in order to get something today. It seems like there are more Chelsea fans at this than Man City, although I could be wrong, and they could just be showing, more City. But it does look like there's a lot of Chelsea fans there. I will say. Man, I'm not sure if this back five will work. I think the biggest bit of evidence you could argue that this will be a difficult game for Chelsea is that they struggle to break down a Villa team. Now we are nowhere near the levels of Manchester City, and I'm sure obviously they'll try more in a game like this, but it's not great. It really isn't. To go into this game with just after that Villa one off, because you can easily make comparisons. That's all I'm gonna say. You can't become a manager of any rep if you don't know how your opponents are playing. True. If guys on YouTube can make videos breaking down Chelsea's tactics, I'm sure Pep and Man City have facilities to do so. The game will be won depending on how well Reece and Chilwell play in defence. I think not fullbacks. The wing backs of a back five system, like those wing backs have to play the best. They have to be the better players as well because they have to defend and attack. They literally are involved in every part of play. And if you have any of those type of players have a poor game, it will affect the whole team. Tables are getting smashed if Bernardo and Foden clap Chilwell or Reece. Arsene, you've not really given me a prediction here. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. What? Come on. Look, I'm not going to clown you if you think Chelsea will win. Trust me, right? You're a fan of a team. If this was Villa versus Man City in the final, I'd be saying the same thing. I'd be like, I fancy your chances. You think you can win? I'd rather be positive. I would rather be positive, to be honest. Hello to you, Harry. 3-2 Man City, I think, is a very solid prediction. I'd say majority of people would predict a Man City win. I want the Chelsea win, but I just can't see it being any other way. It's going to be a tough game for both of us. I've seen Chelsea fans say, "Oh, we're going to smash City," and I've seen more City fans, say the other, like we're just going to blow them away with players like Phil Foden. And it's not going to be that type of game. I'm telling you right now, it will not be one-sided. This will be decided on, at the very most, 2 goals. At the very, very most, this will be decided on 2 goals. This feels like it will be a 1-goal winner. It'll be one individual error that will make the mistake. General consensus is City win, yeah. But I'd rather be an underdog, Underdog stories are fantastic. Who wants to be, who wants to be the team that everyone expects to win? That's boring. I'd rather be the underdog winning the game because it's way more exciting then. Yeah, I was invited. I also participated on Twitter with some polls, and they were all Man City dominated. But I believe in the Chelsea story. Come on, the boys. I just can't stand City. I just can't stand City. I don't want them to be part of this. We have kicked off. Man City kicking off right to left. Will they get their first ever Champions League? Thiago Silva to Rudiger. Already Man City putting Chelsea under a bit of pressure in the corner, and that's gone out of play. It has. It is a Man City. Is that a throw-in or a corner? It's a throw-in by the corner flag. Not a great start for Chelsea. Good throw-in into the middle towards De Bruyne. And Thiago Silva trying to keep it in play. Very well actually dealt with by Chelsea. But it's good press from City. Straight away. You want to start a game well. That's a perfect way to start. Raheem Sterling for City. I'm surprised to see him actually in the team today. Sterling, I actually did expect Phil Foden to play more higher up. Sterling to be on the bench. So a little bit surprised. People booing the... Oh, yeah. Don't get me started on that. People are weird. And I know that obviously the whole... All Chelsea fans are racist is bull as well. But it's not great for the representation. Thank you for the £1 from Dean. I appreciate that very, very much. Logging off until something happens. My ass is sweating. Fair enough. Diaz... Forward for City, and that is a free kick. That is a foul on Sterling. A minute in, and to be fair, I've not seen Chelsea have the ball in Man City's half. To be fair to City, they're very comfortable in passing it around. I remember having the Carabao Cup final against Man City, and it's very similar. Another £1 from Dean. Thank you so much, mate. I really do appreciate the support. A free kick to Chelsea, a foul from Jorginho. Finally, they're able to get out of their own half here. Yeah, Gundogan got a little bit late there on Jorginho. That's a foul. That's a correct free kick. A £2 this time from Dean. Thank you so much. £4 in the last minute. How you doing, XCT? It's Demon, isn't it? Chris, what's up? How you doing, mate? It is Manchester City 0, Chelsea 0. Chelsea for the first time on the ball. It's a good ball towards Timo Werner. Bizarre touch off his shoulder. He'll keep it in play, though. It's a good touch, actually, away from Diaz. Here's Werner on the right wing by the corner flag. Cross comes in, deflected. Will be a throw-in to Chelsea. Well, they've had very little of the ball, but they're creating opportunities. Another £1 from Dean. I appreciate that, mate. That is a total of £5 from Dean. I love the support to the channel. Thank you so much, mate. I was sick, so it's great to be back. Oh, yeah. I hope, obviously, you may not be sick now, but I hope it didn't go too badly. And I hate being sick. There are times where it's not too bad. There's times where it's absolutely awful. So I hope everything is okay now at the very least. Foul. Another foul to Chelsea. Jorginho again is fouled deep inside his own half. And again by Gundogan. Absolute carbon copy of the foul a minute ago. And that should be a potential yellow card. There's a little pull on his foot there. Like pulling back, it kind of goes into the grey area of yellows. If you pull someone's shoulder... Like that is a stone wall yellow card, no argument. Because it was his foot, I think there's still an argument there. Wasn't given. James, lovely threaded through ball to Werner again on the right hand side. Werner in the box, pulls it back. Havertz can't get the shot away. Cross is deflected and caught by Edison. That's a decent bit of football there for Chelsea. Again down this right hand side, they've yet to venture down the left. And Kai Havertz cross. Good defending actually from Diaz. Cuts out the cross. Good goalkeeping from Edison as he plucks it out the sky. Severe migraine. I hate migraines. I can't stand migraines. I don't get them very often, but I'm glad to see that you're okay now, though. Bernardo Silva for Manchester City. Across to John Stones. Chelsea, I want them to really go at City. Obviously, they're going to focus more down this right. We've already seen it. Every time they get the ball, they like to distribute the ball down the right-hand side. And Timo Werner's pace caused a few problems. But I want to see them maybe go down the left, see what they can do that side. Because, this could get predictable. Even I knew what side they were going down. That's why I weren't there for... Oh, it's fine. Don't worry, mate. I'm glad to see you're okay now, though. Zinchenko for Manchester City. You'll go backwards towards Diaz. Both teams... Not right now really doing too much. Manchester City, they love the possession, don't they? And they play fairly deep. They wait for the opportunities as well. They're not playing with a striker. That has to be a foul, though. It was Chilwell holding on to his man for so long. Nothing is given. A throw-in instead. 5 minutes gone. Still 0-0. Still yet to have a shot between the two sides. To be fair, Chilwell and Mahrez were holding on to each other. I think that was good refereeing. I didn't see, actually, that Mahrez had a good, firm grasp onto Chilwell there. I think that's a fair decision. Diaz now down the line. Oh, that's a poor ball. It's cut out by Chilwell. Zinchenko now for City. That's a poor pass as well. Very poor from Zinchenko. Chilwell now for Chelsea. Running down. That's what I want to see. And the referee has given a throw in. He's accidentally dribbled out of play. To be fair, I haven't streamed in a while, and Champions League, it is free to watch on YouTube, so I did wonder, would I struggle today? I don't care. I just want to have fun on the channel. And plus, people watch this throughout. I've had people watch streams and stuff when the streams have ended, so trust me. I have fun, and we have people that will watch. There may be only, a few at the right, at this second, but in the future, there'll be more. Thiago Silva. Oh, no foul given. That's Kyle Walker. Eventually it is. It's a very late decision, that. Kyle Walker was even allowed to put a cross into the box before the decision was given. And he clearly doesn't agree. But it is a free kick to Chelsea. I didn't really see much in that. Thiago Silva, I think, made the most of the foul there. Yeah, he just kind of... I'm not sure about that. I'm really not. Reece James as well, rocking a new haircut. Unless he's had that before, I don't remember it. It's like gold little tips on his afro. Very, very un-Reece James-esque, I will say. I remember he went through a phase of like having more dreadlocks as well. Chelsea sitting very deep right now. They like to counter-attack, but they have a structure defensively, and I think City have struggled a little bit. Zinchenko across towards John Stones. Still either side are yet to have a shot. Oh man, I do feel like if anyone really thought this was going to be a one-wave thing, I'm just saying you are here for a rude awakening. That's all I'm going to say. Edison for Man City. He'll drill it long, left-footed. That's a great ball. Looking for Sterling. He's in here. Raheem Sterling tries to go around Mendy, and it's well saved. Well, it was a Route 1 attack there for Manchester City. Well, of all their passing and possession, Edison has just drilled this long towards Sterling. Sterling beat the offside trap and tries to back it. Oh, does Mendy actually get a touch of that? Chris says 6-5 penalties. Penalties would be very interesting. A corner was given. I'm not sure if Mendy got actually that much on that ball. I think... I don't think this is a corner. I think Sterling just back heels out for a goal kick. Foden's corner into the middle. It's a good header away. I think a foul's been given anyway. Yeah, Zinchenko foul for City. It will be a free kick to Chelsea. Yeah, Thiago Silva again involved in the fouls. He's pushed. Yeah, that's a good decision, to be quite fair, by the referee. But a lovely, lovely long ball from Edison, by the way, towards Sterling. Good strength as well from Raheem Sterling to get himself away from Reece James. And it's good keeping by Mendy. But no, decent attack from City. I like to see long ball. Long ball you only really see in lower leagues of English football. You don't often see it towards the top. So fair play. Gundogan for City. Good bit of dribbling that. Gundogan goes backwards. Well cut out by Werner. Ball through towards Havertz. See, Chelsea look a little bit... I can't think of the word to use here. They don't look as comfortable on the ball as City. Although that's a mistake from Stones. Here's me saying Chelsea don't look comfortable. Stones didn't have a good clearance there. Chance for Havertz, crossed on the left-hand side. Pulls it back. Werner! What a miss hit from Werner. Oh, my days. Timo Werner had a big chance there. It is an absolute miscue and a half. The ball went backwards. And now City on the attack with Sterling. He's in the box for Manchester City. Sterling, back post! It's cut out brilliantly between Rudiger and Chilwell together. The ball's barely cleared. Zinchenko back to Sterling, who's, wow, he's looking really good so far, Raheem Sterling. Back to Gundogan. Gundogan to Foden. City's intensity has gone a little bit, but they still keep the ball. Zinchenko in the middle to Mahrez. Trying to pick the way through. Raheem Sterling again on this left-hand side. Good pass into the middle towards Mahrez, but brilliant defending from James. But his clearance again only finds a City man. And is that a free kick to Man City? A throw-in has been given instead. 9th is your prediction for Villa next season. I want to be optimistic with Villa. I think we could potentially finish between 7th or 8th. I want him, you know, I mean 9th is technically progression. But I want a little bit more than that. Really, like, I'd be happy with 9th. But I just want a little bit more than that. I think the stability is good though. Another season in the Prem under Villa with the owners obviously is very good. So any progression, if we finish about 13th, I'd maybe think about is it time for Dean to go? How far can Dean Smith take Villa? Could realistically he take us to the Champions League or the Europa League? I just want to see progression, that's all. If we spend 300 million and we go up like a place, I don't think it's good enough, really. Because like we could potentially be one of the biggest spenders next year. So you would expect to see that correlate in the table. A free kick to Chelsea has been given Mason Mount with the foul. I think he just got caught a little bit there. Yeah, no, he got a pullback. Yeah, that is a free kick. Good referee. Again, it's Gundogan. See, that's Gundogan's 3rd foul already for Man City. Still no yellow card. Surely his next one has to be. Collect ball towards James. Good takedown off his chest. Good press from City as well. James clips the ball down the channel towards Werner. And there's a slip there. From Stones, he recovers well. Werner now pulls it back for Kante. Poor touch from Kante. And that will be well defended from Man City. I'm not overly sure what John Stones is doing there. It looked like Bambi on ice. Slips over. He managed to compose himself. He pushed Werner out to the wing. Werner pulled back to Kante. Very box-to-box midfielder Kante, but his touch wasn't great there. And it was fairly easy, fairly comfortable for Man City to get the ball away. Thiago Silva, that's a good ball. Looking for Chilwell on the left-hand side. Is there an offside? It has. Yeah, an offside has been given. Well, they looked over across straight away. And if your own team looks over at the linesman, usually that's a sign that they think it's offside too. Is it a decent idea though? I like to see Route 1 football in the top level of the game. I find it funny. All these teams, like the Spanish teams and the Italian teams, are all focused on passing. And then Ederson just hoofs the ball all the way across, looking for Sterling. And to be fair, I think Sterling could have done a little bit more. Ruben Diaz goes long looking for Kevin De Bruyne. It will be a throw-in to City. 13 minutes in, it is still goalless between the two sides. Neither team has still had a shot. It's been a bit flat for the start of a game, really. Kyle Walker to take the throw-in for Man City. Walker goes backwards towards John Stones. Will City, they keep either going long or then they go a bit compact and central. Then they hoof it long again with Ederson. The passing has just been a bit poor, I think, from Man City so far. It's not what you would expect from City. Here's Ben Chilwell now down the left. And that's a chance. Kai Havertz in the box for Chelsea. Werner! Whoa, no, it's a miss. Timo Werner had the whole goal to aim at. And he couldn't really sort his feet out. It's a shot on target. But he's got to do better there. The Chelsea fans, man, you want to support your striker, but wow, Werner has a chance. So again with Werner, side netting as well. Oh, straight away, Chelsea got the ball. Tuchel, well, he's looking a bit pleased to see. I mean, I'm sure he's inwardly frustrated with the finishing of Werner, but that's good from Chelsea. Man City actually looked a little bit poor there. I haven't seen it for a while. I changed the border. Oh yes, God's sake, I always forget. Thank you for that. Yeah, I always forget. I do apologise. It is a corner to Manchester. No, sorry, to Chelsea. Sorry, it was conceded by Man City. For the first time, we've seen a team actually attack, all created by Havertz, but the finishing from Werner lets Chelsea down again. Corner comes in, and it's held by Edison. How you doing, Jackson? What's up? A counter-attack for City, though. And Chelsea only have 3 players back. The ball's played towards the right-hand side with De Bruyne. He's inside past Chilwell. But that's a good recovery. Very good recovering defending. Kevin De Bruyne looking a little bit dangerous there for Manchester City. But very well dealt with by Chelsea. I will say. I think it was Jorginho with the tackle there. Just stopping De Bruyne from getting all the way through past Chilwell. So good defending. Chelsea, despite having less possession, I would say looking more threatening. 100%. Timo Werner probably should have scored. I will say that. I'm saying this will go to Chelsea, honestly. Well, I say that because of Havertz. Havertz did really well. Havertz should have had an assist. He created the chance with an interception, played it to Werner, and Werner scuffed his shot down the middle. And Chelsea fans will be disappointed with the finishing. Mahrez against Chilwell. He does hold Chilwell off, though. Bernardo Silva, Gundogan. Backwards to John Stones. Ruben Diaz for Manchester City out wide to Sterling. Can City build now? Sterling, let's see. Chelsea. I do want to see them have more. That was nearly an opportunity for Phil Foden. Ball played into the middle. And Reece James does well as well with a tackle against De Bruyne. But Chelsea, every time they get the ball away, it doesn't go very far. They give it away, and usually Zinchenko will soak it up for City. I mean, Werner is the goat of missing. He is definitely in a ball played towards Chilwell. And now Havertz on the counter-attack for Chelsea. And that's a good ball towards Werner. Werner against Zinchenko. Back to goal. Out wide to Chilwell again. Chilwell's crossed towards the far post towards Kante. And his header goes wide. I don't think I've ever seen Kante score a header. So I don't think that was ever going to threaten the City goal. But again, good openings from Chelsea. They're actually creating opportunities despite having less of the ball. We're seeing Chelsea have the majority of the chances here, which is what I want to see. I want this to be an entertaining game. Man City are stopping this from being an entertaining game. City have done nothing with their possession. They've done absolutely nothing. Their best chance they had was a long ball from Edison towards Raheem Sterling. So they've done very, very little with the ball. And Chelsea on that counter-attack. And I did say when they first started, I want them to go down the left. I think they'd benefit going down the left. And as soon as they did, they've had their big chances going down the left-hand side. Spooky Plays, YT said, Man City aren't really threatening. They're not. They're not. They look a little bit clueless in the final third. They keep the ball really well. But as soon as they try, to do a clever pass or two, it doesn't really work. So they can just play it side to side all they want, but they're struggling to create openings. Like I said, the one time they did, it was just a long ball. It's just a simple long ball, which you can find that at non-league football. Like the fifth tier of English football are good at long ball. You don't need to be one of the best teams in the league to do so. John Stones as well has already slipped over, I think, once or twice. So I just think this game is there for the taking for Chelsea. They keep well structured. They play like a team. When they defend, their structure is like a team in the bottom half of the Premier League. Like they don't press, they just keep their line, and they wait for the opportunity. They wait for a bad touch. They wait for like a heavy pass, and they cut the danger out and hit them on the break. They do play like how Villa have played. I can't lie. Obviously, their defensive structure will probably be better than Villa, but it's similar play styles. Zinchenko now for City. Pretty much everything has come through him on this left-hand side. He does get a throw-in as well off Werner. Goes back towards Ruben Diaz to John Stones. 20 minutes gone. It's still goalless between the two sides. Chelsea really should have been ahead though. That miss from Werner, you can't miss in a final. Like I've said before, in the semi-final with Timo Werner, you look, it's a semi-final because people forget them. But people don't forget finals. People do not forget finals. And that miss could haunt Chelsea. It was a ball played into the middle and he put it straight down the throat of Ederson. And you just feel a more clinical striker makes that 1-0. That's all I'm going to say. Chilwell doing really well down the left-hand side. I think he has conceded a free kick there on Mahrez. He has. Will be a free kick to Manchester City. His runs are effective. Kai Havertz. Yeah, his runs are really good. I do rate Kai Havertz. And like I said earlier, he should have an assist. It was his really clever interception that got City the ball No, not City the ball. Got Chelsea the ball from City's own box. And it's Timo Werner's poor finishing. But that was all created by Kai Havertz. Lovely bit of pace. And he did everything right. It's not his fault that the ball didn't go into the back of the net. His Zinchenko again for City. That's a poor pass though. And it's well cut out. Everything's coming through Zinchenko. But I think that says a lot really. Because a lot of his passing hasn't been great. Werner. Now, again, another tackle from Zinchenko. Now, counter-attack with Sterling. Raheem Sterling. That's a great ball. De Bruyne in the box for City. De Bruyne cuts it back. And it's really good defending by Cesar Azpilicueta, the Chelsea captain. It will be a corner to City. Raheem Sterling, you know, looks really, really fresh. I've barely seen anything from Sterling. Wait, has a goal kick been given? I need to see this again. Lovely bit of pace from Sterling. A lovely way to... Oh, an offside. An offside on De Bruyne has been given. He's off. Good decision. I didn't even think about offside. But that's spot on. He's off by a mile. 21 gone. Still goalless. Good from Sterling. I think City needs to utilise Sterling more. Every time he's on the ball, they look threatening. But when Zinchenko has it, when De Bruyne even has it, then... You know, I don't have the same feeling. When Sterling has it, you feel like something could be created here. They've definitely kept Sterling very fit for this. So far, Mendy will take the free kick for Chelsea. Long finds Havertz. Good header down, actually. He's Ben Chilwell. Chilwell has Mount with him. Jorginho. They have to go backwards. I'd rather Chelsea go forwards. Azpilicueta. That's a heavy pass. Azpilicueta will keep it in play. That's a good ball to Kai Havertz. Now it's a chance for Chelsea. Havertz across. And that's a great ball to Chilwell. First time cross. It's cleared by Diaz. Lovely find to Chilwell, by the way. He gets it back again. Chilwell. Can Chelsea get the ball into the box? Here's Cesar Azpilicueta on the right-hand side. Kante. Reece James. He's pushed forward, James. Finds Werner. Edge of the box for Chelsea. Can't get the shot away. Goes back out wide to James. Cross comes in towards Havertz. Very dangerous. Again, it's just about cleared by City. All the crosses have been really good for Chelsea. Rudiger. Back to Jorginho. And then Thiago Silva, he loves to distribute the ball long, and he does it again here. Finds Chilwell. He's looking for Chilwell. And he would have found him if Chilwell had any upper physique. But he will never win a header against Kyle Walker. And City won a free kick as well as Walker goes down. But I don't think the referee has given one. Oh, I think a foul should have been given there. He doesn't win the ball. Looking at the cross again from James. Oh, that's on a plate. That's a perfect ball for Kai Havertz. It's really well defended by John Stones. That's what you got to give City credit for. That defensively, they've got the players there. I think John Stones and Diaz, best defenders, best centre-backs this season in terms of performance. And he needed to have a good header there. Levent says, I wonder if any of the finalists will do good next year. I would say the majority of them will. You know, you get players like Divock Origi. He scored the winning goal for Liverpool in their final against Tottenham, and his career hasn't really done well, to be quite fair. But most of the players on the pitch now are big players. You know, Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, Timo Werner. I wouldn't want Werner at Villa, let alone Chelsea. Like, That's all I'm gonna say. The man is a well, someone said earlier he's the GOAT of missed chances, and we've already seen like a miss hit in front of goal when he should have got a shot away, but he sliced his shot, and then he had another chance as well, and he put it straight down the throat of Edison. Liverpool in 20 was shocking. Wonder if that happens next year to either Chelsea or City. Well, I don't think the injury helped. Hang on, I'll turn my brightness down a little bit. I don't think the injury to Van Dijk helped Liverpool. But it is an interesting question. Could it happen to City? It is football at the end of the day. Anyone can win anything in football. It'd have to be a big moment or a big thing for City. Maybe they don't start the season well. They lose a lot of games. Them losing 5-2 to Leicester made Diaz sign quicker. So that was like a turning point in Manchester City's season, I think. The Chelsea fans looking in fine-tune, by the way. Every time the camera pans over to the Chelsea supporters, they're all singing. It is a free kick to Chelsea. Not in a shooting position, but definitely a crossing one. And they do deserve the lead so far. They've had the chances, but Werner, very wasteful, once again in front of goal. One stat about City is that they haven't lost in the Champions League. They've never won it either. So, and Villarreal also had that too. Free kick comes into middle. Havertz doesn't win his header cleanly. Werner heads it towards the edge of the box with Reece James. He has to go backwards towards Kante, and Kante will go backwards towards Mendy. I don't want to say the word bizarre, but it's a little bit cowardly to keep going backwards and backwards and backwards. Werner had the ball in the box when he laid it off, and each pass, the ball ended up getting further and further back. And now City have the ball. A bit of a waste of a set piece, I think, for Chelsea. But 26 minutes in, not really too much has happened. City have barely created anything. Chelsea have 10 plus goals from set pieces. Their set pieces are usually good. That wasn't there. As well, I've got to look at it this way. Man City are good at set pieces. Man City have Stones and Diaz, probably one of the best headers of the ball. Very good defensive players. They're going to struggle. I know Chelsea are good at set pieces, but they are going to struggle against City. Sterling causing all the problems here for City. But Reece James does really well, though. Zinchenko even having to try and press. A goal kick has, I think, been given here. Raheem Sterling, every time he gets the ball, he is looking dangerous. I will say that. He does add a little bit of flair, a little bit of pace to this Man City team. I think it's maybe what they lack a little bit at times. But he's definitely been an outlet for them. As City have not attacked down the right-hand side at all. And here they go down the left again with Zinchenko. Pulls into middle. Foden! What a block, Rudiger! Oh my days! Incredible from Rudiger. That stops a goal. Phil Foden tries to place the ball with the outside of his boot into the corner. And Rudiger, oh my days. What a challenge that is. That saves a goal. That, honestly, that block is unreal from Rudiger. That easily saves a goal. That would be, and should be, 1-0 to Manchester City. Again, coming down the left-hand side. And, well, I said they probably need to go down the right. Well, they're getting a bit of success down the left. Phil Foden, I think, will be a bit frustrated with himself that he hasn't scored. But take nothing away from Rudiger's challenge. Outstanding. I don't think any striker would have scored that when you've got players like Rudiger making a challenge like that. He really, really played for the shirt there. If Chelsea go on to win that block will be remembered, I'm telling you right now. Reece James on the ball for Chelsea. Will Chelsea get a little bit of confidence from that? You never know. Here's Thiago Silva for Chelsea. Backwards towards Mendy. 28 gone, still goalless between the two sides. Here's Rudiger again. Werner would have scored but been offside. Werner is R9 when he's onside. And when he's offside even. I don't understand. His finishing is insane when it won't count. The guy doesn't make any sense. He's had 2 great chances in this game alone to score, and he's wasted them. The guy confuses me a lot. It is a free kick to Manchester City. Gundogan on the ball for City. 28 gone. Still goalless between the two sides. I said it'd been mainly Chelsea with the attacks. For the first time, we've really seen City create an opening for themselves, and Phil Foden really... Well, he'll think he should have scored. If he possibly took the shot earlier, he probably scores, but he wanted to give himself as much time as he can to settle himself. And I can't really criticise the man because that block from Rudiger was outstanding. Good press from Chelsea, in particular Kai Havertz, but they can't quite retrieve the ball off City, but it stops City from making passes forward. Here's John Stones. He'll play it towards the right-hand side, and he's kept in play by Kyle Walker. Walker against Chilwell, cross into the middle. Oh, it just evades Riyad Mahrez. Well, again, Kyle Walker, man, rolling back the years there. Lovely bit of dribbling and pace. Takes on his man Chilwell. I think he got a bit done there. The ball into the middle just evaded Mahrez, and it's Sterling now. His shot is blocked. I think I've Azpilicueta. And it's a simple bit of goalkeeping from Mendy now. But City looking more dangerous, definitely. Sterling definitely shot that early. He didn't need to. Trying to curl it towards the far corner. It's a simple block by the hip of Azpilicueta. Chelsea, they need to realise now that City, they're on the ascendancy. They need to stop this. City definitely getting more... they're getting more confident. That's the word I'm going to use. Kyle Walker for the first time as well, by the way. They attacked down the right. And they got through Chilwell in one attack. That's all it took. It's a lovely bit of pace and power from Kyle Walker. I forget how fast he is at times. But so brilliant from Kyle Walker. And a decent ball into the middle towards Mahrez as well. But just couldn't quite reach it, the Algerian. Zinchenko's throw to Foden. He gets it back. Zinchenko, that's a poor pass. And Chelsea get it back. Here's Werner. Zinchenko again with just passing. I do question it at times. Kante. Chelsea pouring players forward with Kai Havertz now. Reece James. On this right hand side, he'll go backwards towards Silva. Chelsea not really forcing it too much. They'd rather not counter-attack as fast. They want to keep, well, I say they want to keep the ball, and Azpilicueta's giving it away to Sterling. I think that was the idea, but it didn't quite work. And Foden is fouled for City inside Chelsea's half. See, I just think Chelsea should have took it a little bit fast. They wanted to keep the ball a little bit and create openings, but the best way they've hurt City today is fast counter-attack. I just think they need to play those passes in between the pockets of space. Like when Zinchenko lost the ball, nowhere near his fullback position. So they should have focused down that side as soon as he lost the ball. Here's Kyle Walker for City. First time they're going to go down the... Well, him on his own down the right. This time it didn't work. And Chelsea get it back. Here's Chilwell. Lovely bit of feet there from Chilwell. Back towards Rudiger. City finally attacking down the right-hand side, though. I think they realised a little bit. Kyle Walker does have the physique, I will say. He definitely is. He's bigger than Chilwell, stronger than Chilwell. And, you know, jury's out on whether he can... he can attack better than Chilwell can defend, but he can cause him problems. That's what I will say. If City don't score by half time, they're gonna do what they did in Paris. Well, they were a goal down, to be quite fair, in Paris at half time. Here's Reece James out wide towards Werner, edge of the box for Chelsea. Goes back towards Kante. That's a good ball from Kante to Azpilicueta. Edge of the box for Chelsea. Reece James, very central. A lot of the Chelsea players very central right now. They're going to go down the left-hand side. Here's Chilwell. Back to Mason Mount. Just waiting, probing their passes through. They keep going backwards towards Thiago Silva. And he's the man who's always in the middle of defence. Always the man to distribute the ball long diagonally towards the left-hand side or the right-hand side. And it was again another ball from Thiago Silva. And I think Chilwell would have been offside. Yeah, it's good defending from Manchester City. If you're gonna go backwards, like I just don't see the point in just hoofing balls to. I get that's their game plan because Thiago Silva, he's always there. He's always just inside the City half and to distribute the ball. I don't think that's as effective as they think it will be. That will be my only complaint. Like, every time they've done it, I don't think it's worked. Whereas when they've actually threaded the through balls into the channels, that does work. Yeah, they've done it much less. A yellow card has been shown. I didn't actually see what for. It was finally for Gundogan. Well, Gundogan should have already been on a yellow anyway. For his fouls earlier in the game. He's got away with so much for City. Yeah, that is a foul. Yeah, that's the cameras didn't show this. He did go into it with his studs. He went into Mason Mount. It is a foul. And Mount looked a little bit. Oh no, it wasn't Mount. It was Thiago Silva actually. Wait, was Thiago Silva down and he fouled Mount? I'm a bit confused. I swear he caught Mason Mount there. There will be a little bit of a drinks break for both teams. 35 gone. It is still Manchester City 0, Chelsea now. I think because it's so hot they have to have a drinks break. Yeah, Thiago Silva went down injured as well as Mount got fouled. I thought I read the name wrong. I was questioning myself because Mason Mount and Thiago Silva have very very few similarities. I'll put it that way. Giroud's warming up for Werner. Yeah, that's all I need to say. What else? What else can you say? The guy. I'm sure Chelsea fans will be as supportive of Werner as they can. But it gets to a point where you gotta be realistic. I think is the best way to put it. The man isn't good enough. Not as a striker. Yeah, he does little things like his passing is decent, his crossing is decent at times, and he plays like a winger. The man can't finish. Like, how many chances are they gonna give Werner? I feel like nothing ever changes with the man. Tammy Abraham nearly has as many goals as him. I think maybe even has the same amount of goals for him with less games. Like, he's not good enough. He was brought in to score goals. He's barely scored more goals than Kurt Zouma. Like, I don't know, man. His expected goals is awful compared to how many he's scored. Everything about Werner. I just think it's time for them to let go, but they won't sell him for much. That's the only problem. Sterling for City. Towards De Bruyne. And that's a poor pass. And Kante on the ball for Chelsea. Now this could be a big counter-attack here. Kante towards Havertz. Big chance. Havertz. Good defending, Zinchenko. Havertz tried to go on his left foot to cut inside and potentially finesse a shot across the goal. But, I mean, I thought he was going to do that. And I'm pretty certain the City defenders knew what he was going to do there. Because he kind of telegraphed it, I will say. De Bruyne on the counter-attack out wide to Mahrez in the box for City. Mahrez goes one way, then the other cross. Simple catch for Mendy. It was a cross/shot. Mendy had to hold it. If that's a shot, that was poor. But I think it was just a drilled cross towards the far post that he slightly mishit. Havertz, yeah, he really telegraphed what he was going to do there. It's so obvious he was trying to get it on his left foot. It's really well tackled by Zinchenko there. He's done well. His passing hasn't been the best, but he's done well. Thiago Silva, he went down only a few minutes ago. He's down again. I think this probably will be the end of his final. I think it's his groin. He's tried to push on and battle. Yeah, it will be. It will be a sub for Chelsea. It's a shame because he's been one of the good players for Chelsea so far. He's been instrumental in their attacking and defending. Yeah, it's how he landed when he climbed with his header against Phil Foden. It's a shame. I think for the time he was on the field, he's nearly got to half time. I think he's done well. He's really upset. He's really upset he's had to go. Christensen will come on for Thiago Silva. It's not affected him well, I will say. But it shows that he does care about the club and he wants to play. That's what it says to me anyway. Christensen will come on. This could be the turning point. I don't think Christensen is anywhere near as good as Thiago Silva. in my opinion. I think this is where it could go a bit pear-shaped for Chelsea. That's what I worry about anyway. Because, like, will Rudiger now be the main centre-back of the three? I can't see Christensen surely being the main one. Will they change their system? Will they go to a back four? This is going to be interesting now. I don't think Christensen is strong enough for the main centre-back role. But we shall see. Is Azpilicueta for Chelsea. Good press from City. Really good press from City. Chelsea, by their own corner flag here. It's had to be lashed long by Azpilicueta. And if City win this ball, which they do, but Chelsea win the second ball with Kante. And here's Havertz. Now it's a good chance for Chelsea here. Chilwell clips it towards Timo Werner. Takes it down into the middle. And it's cleared away with a very high boot from Ruben Diaz. But again, it's not great from City. They cleared the ball. They try and build a counter-attack, but it's well defended by Chelsea. They do seem to have reverted to a back four here. Am I misreading this? It is Christensen, Rudiger, and there's no middle centre-back. Got Kante, Jorginho. I will probably have to have a look at the lineups after this. Lovely back heel towards Chilwell. Great interplay between him and Kai Havertz. Switch play towards the right-hand side of Reece James. He's going to take it off his chest. Can Chelsea build something from this? James goes backwards towards Jorginho. City, just like Chelsea, very structured in their defence. They only like to press when Chelsea are really deep, but as soon as they get past the halfway line, they keep their structure. City definitely have a very very set way of defending, I will say. The coach has definitely instilled in them. The Pep Guardiola definitely, he knows what he wants to do. It's not just a bit random. It's not we press 1 minute, we go back, we drop back, we press, then we drop back. It's very precise. Thiago Silva, by the way, the camera keeps panning to him. He looks absolutely distraught that he's had to come off. And well, it could mean the complete shape of Chelsea changes, which I think it has. Chelsea are not playing a back five anymore. Azpilicueta. Here's Reece James. I think Reece James has gone into midfield. This is a bit bizarre, I will say. Kante on the ball to James. Good feet from James. Back to Kante. That's a good tackle, and it will be a throw into Chelsea. I'm sure whatever will happen, Tuchel will sort it out at half-time. Will he want to stick to this five at the back with Christensen? That is the real question. Christensen goes back towards Mendy. I think with Christensen, is he good enough for a back four? Like, at least a back five, you got more players there for support. I'd rather that than revert to a fullback. Mendy goes across to Chilwell. First time ball towards Mason Mount. A good chance for Chelsea. Mount through the middle. It's a good chance for Chelsea. Oh, it should be a goal. It is a goal. It's Kai Havertz. It's 1-0 to Chelsea. It is a through ball down the middle. And Kai Havertz rounds Ederson. He keeps his composure and rolls it away in the 42nd minute. Well, I'm talking about will Chelsea keep their structure? City, they didn't have any structure there. Simple ball down the middle. Literally split the middle of Manchester City. And a lovely, lovely goal for Kai Havertz. And it's a big goal as well before half time. We're going to see the replay. Mendy distributed the ball towards Chilwell. First time pass to Mason Mount. And where on earth is the back line of City? Zinchenko was having to cover John Stones and Ruben Diaz. Nowhere to be seen. Havertz goes round Ederson. In fact, well, if he would have missed, Ederson technically fouled there because he handled the ball outside his box. But Kai Havertz keeps his composure well. And it's a lovely, lovely finish. What on earth is Ruben Diaz and John Stones doing? Here's me saying earlier today that these two centre-backs have been one of the best in the Premier League. Right, very composed. The big, strong centre-halves who, they barely conceded any goals. And they were caught in no man's land. Simple ball down the middle. Lovely goal for Havertz. He's definitely been the best player today. He should have already had an assist earlier today. Josh Waters says, get in. Well, it's a huge goal. It is a huge, huge goal. And the underdogs do have the lead here. Who would have thought? Manchester City 0, Chelsea 1. Even with the injury of Thiago Silva, it has not fazed Chelsea. And they do lead. City need to respond. It's the first time as well we're going to see. Will Man City go out their shell a little bit and potentially expose their back line, push Zinchenko more forward, push Kyle Walker more forward to try and get this ball in behind the Chelsea defence? Don't like either, but don't like Oil FC. Well, it is technically Oil versus Oil. It's just Man City are like more newer Oil. At least Chelsea had a little bit of history as well before Roman came in. I don't want City to be a part of the elite. I've said this before today as well, and I'll say it again. City do not deserve, in my opinion, to be part of the elite five. English teams who've won it: Nottingham Forrest, Villa, Chelsea, Manchester United. Nottingham Forest, Villa, Man United, Chelsea, and who else has won it? I can't remember. My mind's gone blank. I forgot one of the teams. Villa, Forest, it's not Arsenal. I forgot. Spooky Place, YT City are going to do what they did against PSG. Liverpool, that's the other one. Thank you. I forgot Liverpool, the team who've won it the most. Out of any of the English teams. City are going to do what they did against PSG in the second half of the first leg. That is, well, you know what? It would be identical. It would be identical to the first leg because City haven't done enough. They've been the second best team today. Despite having all the possession, they've done nothing with it. And even with Chelsea's best defender off the field, Chelsea went on to score. That injury to Thiago Silva, I think, should have pushed Manchester City to get a goal. The Chelsea fans have really responded well as well to scoring, as you would imagine too. But it's been a good half for them. I think Tuchel, spot on with his tactics so far. He's done really, really well. He's sat deep. You have to, when you play City, you have to play like a team around the bottom half of the table. You have to do it in order to win. And they've done it really well. They've pressed when they needed to, but they've kept their line, they've kept their structure, and they've outplayed Manchester City. Here's Kante for Chelsea. A second goal before half time with massive ball into middle. Werner! And well, it's gone out for a goal kick. Timo Werner. Oh dear. How is he a Chelsea player? I'll never know. Spooky Players, once he said they've been outplayed, spot on. Josh Walter says it makes sense now. Oil makes plastic make bottles. Man City bottle. Everything. I love that. Big Kai, loved him since he was at Leverkusen. You know what? He's easily been the best player today. Hello to Brentford fanboy. I'm sure you'll be very, very happy today after Brentford have beaten Swansea and have become the 20th team into the Premier League. Now we already had the confirmed 19. The first time in their history they're playing the Premier League. First time in 75 years they are in the top flight of English football. So fair play to them. Thoroughly deserved. The game is easily one-sided. Scoreboard is on. Oh, I forgot. Oh, my days. No one reminded me. Although no one's ever had to. It is 1-0 to Chelsea. Yeah, we talked about this. I forgot to... I may have actually had a message come through. Oh, yeah. They've literally just come through to change the scoreline. That was funny timing. Promotion, big promotion, yeah, thoroughly deserved. I don't know how well you'll be in the Premier League, but I thought Brentford would actually go and do it this time, and they have. So I'll give them a lot of credit. Thrown by Chilwell, only 30 seconds till the first half. Good header away, but it's not good enough. Here's Zinchenko for City. They got 20 seconds. They have to get this ball into the box now, or they're gonna settle for a half-time scene taught by Pep Guardiola. They don't seem to be as energetic as I thought they'd be. They got 10 seconds. They got the ball on the halfway line. You think they'd really give it one final push before half-time? And that will be half-time. It is 1-0 to Chelsea at half-time in Portugal. Well. That is very interesting. Hello to you, Killer Virtue. Nice tears. Well, he has not came in and he hasn't said a word. I've heard nothing from Noyce, and I'm pretty certain I'll hear nothing from Noyce for a while. Carl Walker arguing with Zinchenko there as well. The City camp, I will say, they haven't been that great. They've had a lot of the ball in this first half. They've not created anything with it. They've had a few chances. Phil Foden probably should have scored, But a lovely block from Rudiger, which I'm sure the Chelsea fans would have loved to see that. A long ball from Edison found Sterling, but then he couldn't quite keep his composure in front of goal. But other than that, very little, very, very little for City, despite the amount of the ball they've had. They've had 65% of the ball, and all the big chances have gone the other way. Timo Werner should have scored. I'm going to say it. The man is a bottle. The man is literally the epitome of a bottle. He's had 2 big chances in front of goal. The first one, he didn't even kick the ball. He sliced it, and the ball went behind him. The second one, he scuffed it down the middle. The man isn't good enough. The man isn't good enough for Villa. The man certainly isn't good enough for Chelsea. And I think Chelsea fans gotta accept it now. I think he's had enough. He's had enough time. He's had enough chances. But I think that has to be the end of Timo now. I think he has to go, especially if they do lose this game. His finishing isn't good enough. It just really isn't. Brentford fanboy said we will beat you soon. I'm not sure about that. We'll see how it goes. You could be the worst Premier League team. You never know. You could be worse than Derby in 07-08. Levent says, they keep this up. Do you think Tuchel wins Manager of the Year beating Pep? Well, the Manager of the Year is based on Premier League performance. And my Manager of the Year would go to David Moyes, actually, for getting West Ham into the European positions. Everyone, including myself, thought they'd be battling relegation this year. But, you know, he's brought in amazing players like Thomas Souček. Jesse Lingard did really well as well. I think you have to give it to David Moyes this year. West Ham have been amazing. They could have got top 4. They kind of bottled the top 4 a little bit, but you can't not give it to David Moyes. The only argument would be Guardiola, but you kind of expect them to win the league. Whereas no one expected West Ham to be there. You could also arguably say Marcelo Bielsa, but I'd rather go with Moyes. Moyes has actually got into Europe, so I'd rather give it to him. The magic of Lingardinho. The man, the myth, the legend. What can I say? Who would have thought Lingardinho would have gone to West Ham and done what he did? On his West Ham debut, he scored 2 goals against Villa. That's all I'm gonna say. We are the reason. We are the reason Lingardinho had been reformed. He got all his confidence from the Villa game, and he went on to do even more. If he didn't have the Villa to play, I wonder how he would have been. But yeah, any Chelsea fan in chat, I'm sure you'll be very, very delighted. I think they thoroughly deserve the lead. And I forgot to talk about the goal itself. It was fairly simple. It was distribution from the goalkeeper towards the left back Chilwell. He combined with Mason Mount, and suddenly Kai Havertz is through on goal down the middle. You talk about John Stones and Diaz, who are arguably the best centre backs of the whole Premier League this year, but it was a simple through ball through both of them. And in fact, even Zinchenko had to cover because Stones and Diaz went walkabout. Not good enough, really, for City. If you want to go there, it's not really good enough from City. They've got to defend better. I'm going to look at the reaction from both sets of supporters. I'm sure it's jubilation from Chelsea, but the Man City fans, I want to see tears. This is why I do this type of content. I like seeing tears, and I can't wait. Kitzer says yes, Chelsea. Well, if you're a Chelsea fan, I'm sure you'd be absolutely delighted with that first half. Incredible from Chelsea. I think the game plan has been perfect, and you can't take anything away from Tuchel. I think he's got it spot on today, and he may. Game's not done, but as of right now, he has outplayed Pep Guardiola. I will say it's not a lucky goal. They deserve to be ahead. So it's your main man Bailey. How you doing, mate? I hope you've been well, Bailey. Manchester is red is one of the top comments. Ruben Diaz woke up feeling dangerous. One error leading to goal. Yeah, Diaz caught out in no man's land in that. An analysis of Oilchester, founded in 2013, small club owned by Salah and Mane. Stoke City is bigger. Irrelevant without oil money. Terrible coach. Not bigger than Sunderland. I love this. I love watching this type of stuff on my timeline. Ruben Diaz Diaz. I like that. It's not Diaz. It's like D and then ass. Woke up feeling dangerous. Why do I find this funny? I don't. I'm a child at heart, but I do find comments like this funny. This has been shocking. I'm gonna see the Manchester City football Twitter accounts. There's a couple of them I follow, just to see any tears. You got like a guy called, I think, Priceless Silver. I'm gonna try and see what he's said so far. Yeah, Priceless Silver. He's deleted as they come. Pain. That's all he tweeted when Chelsea scored. Just pain. How you doing, Harry? I'm sure you are buzzing, my friend. I'm sure you are delighted. It has been a thoroughly deserved lead for Chelsea. I will say, Thomas Tuchel has got it spot on. Absolutely spot on. Man City have done nothing with possession. And, well, if Timo Werner could actually shoot a football, you could possibly be 2 or 3 goals up by now. Timo Werner he's probably the only negative for Chelsea so far. He's just not been good enough. His finishing is shocking. And it never seems to get any better, despite how many chances he should have been given. Yeah, Werner, like the first one might not get much attention to it because he doesn't even kick the ball properly. But he should hit the target. He's managed to mistime his shot completely. The second one, he's put it straight down the throat of Ederson. He should come off at half time. He has literally been the only negative in this first half. Other than that, it has been easy for Chelsea. The block from Rudiger as well. Probably one of the best bit of individual defending I have seen this season. That block against Foden, like, it's a goal. It is a goal if he doesn't do it. Like, that was one of the best challenges I've seen. Second half going to be a journey. Werner should have had 2 goals. Pulisic should replace. I agree. I really do. I would even bring on Giroud. Genuinely. How you doing, Thodoris? What is up? Just seeing the replay again. As Phil Foden went through on the 6-yard box outside of his left boot, trying to curl it towards the far corner, and an amazing challenge from Rudiger stopped the goal. Chelsea have only really gone one way since that. It's been fairly easy for them. City nowhere near good enough. Thoroughly deserve to be losing this. If Werner could score, Chelsea would be the best Prem team. Tuchel needs to play Kai up front, Werner on the wing. Kai Havertz is perfectly fine in his position. They just need a striker. Another negative is Silva. Oh, yeah, Thiago Silva getting injured. I really thought, it's kind of sad I have to say this, but I really thought that would be what would turn the tide Man City's way. But the fact you went on to score from that is very interesting. I would have been way more confident as a City fan seeing Thiago Silva come off, because even when you attack, Thiago Silva is literally over the halfway line in the middle of the park, distributing the ball. He's always involved in every passage of play, and I think him getting injured could be big, but as of right now, it doesn't mean anything. I don't rate Christensen though. He's nowhere near the levels of Silva. Giroud should replace Werner in the second. Harry said if we didn't score, Ederson would have received. Oh yeah, he did handle the ball. I noticed that myself. He kind of had to pull his hand away. So yeah, very well. I can't even blame it. I was going to say very poor goalkeeping. It's not his fault that Ruben Diaz and John Stones are nowhere to be seen. I'd like to see their positioning, because I can't even locate them on the field when the pass is through to Havertz. It was good positioning as well from Havertz to abuse the opportunity. There's no way you can get away with that though. What on earth were Diaz and Stones doing? Zinchenko having to cover. Like, I kind of feel for him because it's not his fault that Havertz has gone through. Zinchenko is the furthest man back. We need the pace to make them more mistakes. Make them make more mistakes. So Pulisic should replace. I'd say Tammy, but do you not think Giroud? I know you're saying you need pace, but don't you think Giroud would do a job? I would honestly stick Werner. Oh, he's saying that you play a 5-back. This is awkward, man. You can't really take Werner or Mount off, can you, really? And Reece James is there to defend. So it would have to be a like for like, wouldn't it? Werner would have to come off. He could come on realistically. Pulisic, Ziyech maybe? To play in like a false 9. I just think it has to be Giroud or possibly Pulisic, or maybe have Pulisic more on the right hand side and put Havertz in the false 9. But I think Havertz Havertz's position has been quite good. I probably wouldn't want to really move him out of that because of how well he has actually played in that position. What does City need to do to pull this back? City, well, Kevin De Bruyne needs to be deeper straight away. Kevin De Bruyne simply isn't doing anything. He looks like an absolute shadow of himself when he plays in this number 9. I don't know how they managed to get away with it. If Kai gets man of the match of the scenes, he deserves it. Thoroughly deserves it so far. The other players I would possibly give it to. Kante, the man works his socks off. Like, I'd love to have a player like Kante at Villa. The closest we have is Marvellous Nakamba, who ironically played like Kante against Chelsea. But to have a workhorse like that, the man is literally the ideal box-to-box midfielder that you want. He's everywhere. He just covers the whole field. One of the best midfielders in the Premier League. Even Jorginho has played okay. Like, I know Chelsea fans don't like Jorginho, but even he's done quite well, I think. Like all the usual poor performers of Chelsea, not really performing that bad. I can't lie. Like I said earlier, Rudiger's done well. Azpilicueta has done quite well. Well, when he's needed to anyway. Well, yeah, it's been impressive. New disc profile pic. I wouldn't do anything just yet. That's all I'm gonna say. I may have a quick look at the reaction in your Discord. Well, in a Dust Discord anyway. But yeah, it's been a good first half. The only problem is, I will say, any Chelsea fan, calm down a little bit. PSG battered City out. You know, they battered them off the park in the first half of the game in France. Battered them. Suddenly, De Bruyne puts a cross in and it goes in. The game changes. That is the only thing I will say. I do not write them off at all. I can't listen to the clips until after my stream. But I will. I'm sure it'll be funny. I bet it's also George that's also clipping them as well, isn't it? Of course it is. But yeah, I would not write City off this game at all. Like I said, I thought they were going to crash out in the first game easily against PSG, but they came back. They came back with they fluked it, but they came back and it could happen again. City need Aguero on this field. Kante sprints box to box in the 93rd minute, elite player. He's an unbelievable player. Unbelievable player. Any team in the Premier League would have to start him. He literally starts for any team in the Prem, without doubt. Ideal centre. Well, I was going to say ideal CDM. Ideal centre mid. I mean, I wouldn't have him as a cam, but for anyone around that, anyone who can defend, he's ideal for it. And even because he's Muslim as well, so even in Ramadan, like when he was fasting, he was still, outperforming players. And man, I can't not credit that enough. Incredible. Players like Gundogan have to come off, I think. Bring Ross Barkley. Oh yes, he'll do a job. Oh, Dean, by the way, I'm sure you're very upset with the news of Neil Taylor leaving Villa. I know you like to bring Neil Taylor up quite a bit. I'm sure you're very upset that he's leaving, as well as Tom Heaton and who else is going? And Al Mohammadi. Drew needs to be a UCL winner. I mean, he won the World Cup with France, so I don't think it's necessary. I think that is the pinnacle of football. I suppose in terms of club football, the Champions League, but he's won the World Cup. Some of the most elite players will never win the World Cup. So I won't go as far as to say that players who deserve to win trophies. I think of Grealish. I think of Harry Kane. Those are the type of players who deserve to win trophies. When Giroud has already won the World Cup, I'm like, well, he's kind of had his day. Hello to you. How you doing? Dean said, I'm more sad Almo has gone and Heaton's seen the glory. Heaton, I've heard, is going to Manchester United and he supports them. I'm sure he'll barely play a game, but he'll probably get double the money for sitting on the bench playing for his boyhood club. So, I don't blame him at all. We are set to kick off. Chelsea kicking off from our right to left. Will Chelsea retain their lead and get the Champions League trophy back after 9 years without having it? Reece James heads it towards Kante. Gundogan heads it forward. I do think City, I was going to go into this and I forgot. I do think City need to take off Gundogan. He's on a yellow card. Another yellow, he'll be off. I sound like Michael Evans saying that. But the man has got away with too many fouls. Far too many fouls. And he's very lucky to kind of even be on the pitch, really. The man, I think he fouled 4 times before he finally got a yellow. So I'd take him off for that. De Bruyne has to go deeper. De Bruyne does nothing in this false 9. I've yet to watch a City game with De Bruyne as the 9 where I've thought, oh, you know what, he's been great. But De Bruyne has just sliced it out for a throw-in. I'm talking about him now. And he just puts the ball out of play under very little pressure. Like, even I feel Zinchenko would do more in a false 9 than De Bruyne. I don't rate it at all. I think Guardiola's got that wrong. Zinchenko goes long, headed away, but Chelsea only half clear it before it comes straight back at them again. Kante and Rudiger combining. Rudiger goes long. Again, it's just a bit of head tennis here between the two sides, and a free kick has actually been given to City with Azpilicueta's foul. They'll take it quickly. Zinchenko to Sterling. And that's another free kick. It's a foul from Reece James. And will that be a yellow? I think it will be a yellow for James. I think Sterling was complaining about it. City haven't been aggressive enough. Fernandinho, Rodri can fix that. I agree with that. Spot on. Take off Gundogan. Gundogan has to be the sub for that. Rodri's perfect. Rodri's good in the air. Put to tackle in. He's box to box. Not as box to box as Kante, but definitely box to box. Offers you an attacking threat in the air and can defend a set piece. Sorry, I got hiccups. He's fairly decent. Free kick to City. De Bruyne will take. I do feel like if they are going to score, it will be off a set piece. I know it will be actually Foden, and that's awful. It's awful. It's easy for Kante. Kante doesn't even have to win a header. It comes off his knee, and it's actually going to be a goal kick. That's probably the worst set piece of the day. Really poor from Manchester City. Very easy for Kante to defend. And Chelsea will go long. They did try and distribute it. They're very short. Like the goalkeeper will give it to one of his defenders before they go long. City have the ball. Kyle Walker. They've definitely put on the intensity now. I'm sure Pep Guardiola will instill in his players that they need to open up themselves a little bit. And maybe he's got a half time. He's probably set out how they're going to open up and what will happen if they equalise. What will happen if they still haven't equalised in, they've got 10 minutes to go. They'll probably throw the kitchen sink. Here's John Stones for Chelsea. Sorry, I keep saying for Chelsea. For Manchester City, Stones to Gundogan. It's been all City since the restart. Zinchenko out wide to Sterling. They're in front of the City fans as well this time. Good defending from Kante. Kante, will he win a free kick? Oh, he can't. I think he was trying to. No foul from Sterling. City get it back. Zinchenko driving down the throat of Chelsea. Ball towards the right-hand side. Bernardo Silva. Well, Walker was there, but he ignored him. Gundogan. 35 yards out. Ball out wide to Kyle Walker. Chance for a cross. Walker back to Bernardo Silva. Barely saw him at all in the first half. Silva trying to get a cross away. Goes back to Kyle Walker. He'll put a cross into the middle. And it'll be a simple hold for Mendy in goal. It's a very poor ball from Kyle Walker. And City took about 3 minutes to actually get the ball into the box for the cross to be nowhere near one of their players. And it's simple for Mendy. A bit poor, I will say. Chelsea, structure, defensive, amazing. I keep saying it over and over again because of how good it has been so far. Rudiger for Chelsea. Ben Chilwell. They're still very deep though, Chelsea. Chilwell goes long towards Timo Werner, and Werner wins a throw-in on the halfway line. Mason Mount will take the throw-in for Chelsea. I think they can be deep because City are definitely, they've got a high line now. They're trying to press and pen Chelsea in. Mendy under pressure from Foden Has to he has to go long. And it might go... Oh, it nearly bounced kindly for Werner there as well. Kyle Walker tries to head it back towards his own goal. And John Stones will make sure it goes back towards Ederson. And it'll be bowled out. And City need to get this ball forward. They've had 86% pass accuracy, Man City. They had 65% of the ball in the first half. So they like having the ball. Long ball played towards Sterling. Is against Reece James. And he's won a throw-in off James. Good defending and good attacking from Chelsea. Good attack from City. Reece James dealing with Sterling. I wouldn't say he's had him in his back pocket, but I think he's done enough just to suppress Sterling a little bit. I'm sure he's a bit of a hassle. The man is very fast, very agile. I'm sure he's difficult. John Stones taking the ball forward. Zinchenko, that's poor from him. And Chelsea could counter-attack here if they want to. Kai Havertz across towards Rudiger. City, instead of trying to drop back into a shape, they're trying to press Chelsea into winning the ball back. Kante against Gundogan. Now Gundogan's on a yellow, remember. Doesn't foul though. Kante gets it back. I was just thinking there, would Gundogan foul Kante? He's on a yellow card. I hoped he would actually swing a little boot there. It'd have made this game very interesting indeed. Is John Stones for Manchester City. The ball kind of fizzled a little bit out of Chelsea's possession. Stones for City even. Past the halfway line. Oh, nearly tripped over there. He does look a little bit like a deer. A deer on ice. I can't lie. When I see Sterling... Stones, sorry. I keep getting the players wrong for some reason. It's not because it's not Villa. Whenever it's a Villa player, I say the name spot on. But John Stones, what I'm trying to say, he does look a little bit... Not the most comfortable defenders. You think of like a Van Dijk. You know, very comfortable on the ball. Very commanding, but I don't get that off John Stones. It's not great knowing that he'll be playing for England and I'll be feeling the same. Ben Chilwell for Chelsea. Mount goes forward and Werner, is he offside? Oh yeah, the flag has gone up. Timo Werner. Well, this is what I was going to say. Werner looked offside the whole time. Didn't come back into an onside position. I wondered what exactly he was doing there. Looking back at this really good tackle, by the way, Kante on De Bruyne. As I was talking about something else, but the challenge was amazing. Kante kind of becoming more my man of the match today. I'd like to give it to Havertz so far, but I think Kante he's done enough. I think to be given it. He's literally affected City in every way possible. He's broke down their attack. He's caused counter-attacks for Chelsea. He's created openings. He's created opportunities. Long ball played towards Timo Werner. And it's very good defending, actually, from Ruben Diaz. Sliding in to stop the ball coming through. Chelsea playing a little bit route one towards Werner, which, well, they can easily do. They can sit back, play those long balls, and maybe they'll score goals. But in doing so, Zinchenko nearly bundles his way through the Chelsea backline. And it's cleared, but it's not the most convincing. That's what I will say. That's poor though from De Bruyne, and that'll be an easy throw in. Not sure what he's trying to do there. So what I mean, De Bruyne hasn't really. He hasn't really took me by surprise. I thought he would do more today. I really did. He hasn't grabbed my attention much. He's been a bit of a passenger in this Manchester City team. And for someone of his quality, I know it's not his position, but I just expect more. I think that's what I will say. I expected more from De Bruyne. But I did against PSG as well, and he ended up getting the equalising goal. So, who knows? A free kick to Chelsea has been given. A little foul from Gundogan again on a yellow card. He's got to be careful, Gundogan. The man likes to bring those little fouls here and there. And, you know, you're in a final. Like, what on earth are you doing? Very easily could have been sent off. But a very harsh referee could have given yellow for a little trip there. He's not far away from another yellow. I'm sure the referee would probably make that very clear. Chilwell to take the free kick for Chelsea. 55 gone, still 1-0 to the Blues. Chilwell to take towards the far post, towards Rudiger. Good header away by Diaz. Is there a counter-attack for City? Rudiger will go long again to stop the counter-attack. But that should be the end of the Chelsea attack. It is. Not a great set piece, I will say. Not the very best. Obviously, they're going to try and implement players like Rudiger. They don't really have a lot of tall players, and the ones who are the defensive type players for Chelsea, but not created too many openings here. Here's Mahrez, and that's a free kick. It is a foul. And the referee has made sure to let the players know. De Bruyne was the one who's fouled. Finally, De Bruyne did something for Manchester City. I think there's a head collision actually as well. Both players down with the physios on the field as well, holding the head. Oh yeah, this is a nasty one. A card is also out of the referee's pocket. It's Rudiger, the man with the mask, with the collision. I need to see this again. What happens here? De Bruyne. Yeah, that's a nasty head collision between Rudiger and De Bruyne. It is a foul. The headbutt itself isn't, but well, Rudiger has gone out his way to stop Manchester City having an attack. It doesn't obviously mean to nut him. Well, he's got hurt in the process, but it is a yellow card. You can't really do that just because he gets himself hurt in the process. It's a deserved yellow. It's just a bit of a nasty one for both players. And the referee actually helps Rudiger off to give him a yellow card. That's funny. It's another centre-back injury though for Chelsea. He looks happy to play, and there's no blood as well. I'm sure if there was any drawn blood. Oh wait, okay, so Rudy was holding his head, but it doesn't look like he was hitting the head. I find that odd. It's a good thing Rodri is warming up, says Spooky Plays YT. It's De Bruyne that was hitting the head, not Rudiger was holding his head, but it was his shoulder. I find that very odd. Maybe I've missed something. Maybe I didn't see the replay that clear, but it does look like he only hits his shoulder, not his head. It looked like a clash of heads at first. Maybe that's why he was trying to avoid a yellow card with a clash of heads, perhaps. But I think it definitely hits his shoulder. De Bruyne's still down. Rudiger already out off the ground. I think they may have to take him off, you know. I wouldn't even say it's a bad thing. I don't think De Bruyne has done anything in this final. But it does look like he will have to come off, I feel. It's a nasty head injury. Yeah, Gabriel Jesus will come on for Manchester City. It will be a sub. Their captain is gone. Well, they need something. De Bruyne was the man to get them level against PSG. And as of right now, they've got just over half an hour. And their captain will not be there. So this is going to be a big test for City now. They've never won the tournament before. They are losing this game, and it's the singular goal by Kai Havertz. It's the difference between the two sides. And or will he continue to play? Surely they have to take him off. Yeah, the man has he has a black eye. He will come off. He's literally already got a black eye. It's just happened. It's already formed on his face. Oh, that's nasty for De Bruyne. Yeah, he will 100% have to come off of that. It's a horrific collision. Oh, De Bruyne looks actually upset, you know. Oh, he looked like he was in tears there. Wait. Carl Walker's just found the referee's yellow card. The yellow card, I think, fell out the pocket of the referee. That's funny. Yeah, De Bruyne looks like he was in tears there. Gabriel Jesus to come on for Manchester City. He can't continue, surely. Yeah, I was going to say. It is a sub. Half an hour to go. Raheem Sterling has been given the armband. That's very interesting. Yeah, De Bruyne's upset. De Bruyne's clearly... He's actually crying. Like, you don't often see that. You see a few tears here and there. I can remember... You know, you can look at the clips of like Paul Gascoigne when he was in loads of tears. When I think England lost a penalty shootout for that. You don't often see it. Sterling goes for a shot. Does that hit a hand? The referee waves it away. Well, straight away, Manchester City created an attack for themselves after the substitution. The shot comes in. It looked like it potentially hits the hand of Reece James, and the referee is saying it hits his upper part of his arm, which, well, I'm going to look at the replay for this now. The ball, oh, this all happened very, very fast. Yeah, he's spot on. That's good. That's good refereeing from the. Well, VAR will look at it, but it's good refereeing, I think. It does hit the top of his arm. It's not handball. It's just his shoulder here. That is not handball in the laws of the game, and I think that's spot on refereeing. Obviously, City will appeal for absolutely anything they can. They're without their captain. They're a goal down in a final that they've never ever won. VAR check has been completed. It will not be a penalty to Manchester City. And I'd have been very surprised if it would have been given. Phil Foden now for City. Foden goes for goal and puts it over the bar. They got to do something now, City. And I think Pep Guardiola will 100% have to, he's got to get this message across now. We're finally seeing, players like Phil Foden take on the man, go for goal. We hadn't seen that at all in this game until now. But no, I think that's good refereeing. I don't want to jinx Chelsea, but they're looking in a good position right now. If I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be very comfortable. I would be positive. I think it's easy to say. Kante towards Havertz. Good takedown for Kai Havertz. Good interception from... it's a bit scrappy. It's good interceptions and poor passes across the board. Zinchenko now for City. Going backwards towards Ederson. A second goal for Chelsea would pretty much win the game. I can't argue that. The next goal is huge, I think. City concedes one and lose their confidence. It's weird. I just... What do you do, City, now? I don't think a player like Gabriel Jesus, gets me a lot of confidence. I think both teams have the problem of poor goal scorers in terms of strikers. Like, Aguero has been injured a lot, right, for City. Yeah, obviously he can't play. Gabriel Jesus, not good enough for City. I'm surprised he stayed there as long as what he has. They'd rather play Kevin De Bruyne in a poor position than Gabriel Jesus up front. I think that says a lot, personally. And Chelsea just have Werner, he can't score. But Chelsea don't need to score right now. Reece James backwards towards Jorginho, who's had a good game. I think he was poor against Villa, but he's played well today. Christensen. Aspilicueta back to Jorginho, and that's a good... Well, it looked like it was going to be a good ball. It's just slightly underhit, and it's simple for Kyle Walker. 62 on the clock, still 1-0 to Chelsea. They're on their way to only their second ever Champions League. That means they would overtake Villa, who've only won one. Villa now the only team in England, as of right now, would be the only team in England to only win one. Forest won 2. Man City hadn't won one, obviously. Man United have 3. Liverpool, I think, have... Is it 5 or 6? They have 6 Champions Leagues now, Liverpool. Both teams have an incredible defence and solid midfield. Just shows how defence does win you titles. It's a saying from Sir Alex Ferguson. Attack wins you games, defence wins you titles. And very, very true. I can't argue. Another sub for City, Bernardo Silva. Now this is interesting. Bernardo Silva will come off for Fernandinho, a player. A winger has come off for a central midfielder. Very odd. I'm a Chelsea fan, but City fans, good luck. Well, I would not be saying that in a final towards your opponent. I'm sure as a Chelsea fan, you're very happy with what has happened so far. I'm sure you're very nervous too. But if I was a Chelsea fan, which I'm not because I'm Villa, if I was a Chelsea fan, I would be confident right now. I really would. I'd obviously nerve, but I would be confident. Why isn't Gundogan coming off? Gundogan has to come off. The man is literally like a small breath away from a yellow card. My man is a walking red. He's a walking red card. It will. I'm telling you right now, if you're a betting man, I'd put money on Gundogan getting sent off here. Here's Phil Foden for Manchester City. Sprays a pass out wide to Sterling. Sterling to Zinchenko. Chelsea very deep right now. Probably the deepest have been. Foden, is that a foul? Referee doesn't think so. Could be a counter-attack for Chelsea. Chilwell smashes it down the channel towards Werner. Good header away by Ruben Diaz. And that's a foul. Will Chelsea play advantage? They might do. And they will. Kai Havertz for Chelsea. Timo Werner. They did get a foul with Jorginho, but they have played on. Werner goes backwards towards Chilwell. Chilwell to Rudiger. 65 gone, still 1-0 to Chelsea. Christensen against Jesus does just enough. And it will be a throw into Manchester City, I think. Yeah, but I think... you think you're nice? Okay, fair enough. You're a nice guy. Respectful, I'd say. Respectful towards the other team. Jorginho was fouled by Fernandinho. It's just come on. Goes into the foot of Jorginho. That could have easily already been a yellow card for the man. Just come on. Timo Werner will be substituted for Chelsea. I think a lot of fans will have wanted that for a long time. And Christian Pulisic will come on and be the false 9 for Chelsea. Man, everything Chelsea have done, it would give me confidence. I think Tuchel has got it spot on. Everything so far has got spot on. City are playing a 4-3-3. They did start the day... Well, yeah, they started the day with a 4-3-3 of the false 9. I don't think Gabriel Jesus would play as a false 9. I just think he's a complete striker right now. That is what I've got from this so far. Gundogan and Foden and Sterling got in each other's way. They've got away with it, though. Well, until Kante with the tackle. Oh, well, the referee's actually brought it back to a Reece James foul. I didn't see this. The referee's actually played on advantage only by a couple seconds, as Reece James had fouled his man. That's good refereeing. I didn't see that. He could have easily missed it. It is a free kick to Manchester City. That's why Fernandinho came on for Silva. Jesus is the striker, yeah. Kevin De Bruyne, man, the bruise on De Bruyne's eye. He's already got a bruise all around his eye. I can't believe how fast it formed. Chelsea fans looking very nervous. The camera's panned to the free kick taken by Zinchenko towards Ruben Diaz. He doesn't win the header. And it will be a throw-in to Chelsea. Just had to kind of judge that by the flag. 67 plays, still 1-0. I will say, Pep Guardiola looked a little bit nervous there. I don't see Guardiola ever look nervous. Like how they played against Everton. Oh, yes, but they played amazing against Everton, by the way. I just look back at how Villa were a bit toothless against Everton at home. Then you got Manchester City, battered them. Absolutely battered them in I think 12 minutes in they were 2-0 up, and Jesus scored a wonderful goal in that as well. Lovely interchange, and Foden has a chance for City. Foden out wide to Mahrez, back post. Great interception by Azpilicueta, and Mendy gives him the praise. In a blink of an eye, City carved an opportunity. Lovely ball from Foden to Mahrez. Mahrez first time cross to the far stick to find Gundogan. Good defending. They take the corner quickly. Oh, Sterling slips. And this could be a counter-attack. Pulisic might be away. And has he been taken down? Well, the referee doesn't think so. Wow, that's interesting. Pulisic as well doesn't claim. But he does go down there in the halfway line. And he would have been away in the clear. And the referee will have to stop play here. There's a foul. And says around. Oh, wait. That might be serious. The referee is desperately calling the physios over. This could be bad for Azpilicueta. He looks really hurt. That could be bad. Azpilicueta with a collision. Straight away went down, called the physio over. His knee goes into... that's a very painful one. His knee goes into Jesus. That's a very nasty one. Just a clash of knees there. And Cesar Azpilicueta is the man who got caught. Tammy Abraham... No, not Abraham. I wish. Callum Hudson-Odoi, I should say, is preparing. Just in case he needs to come on for Chelsea. As the camera panned to the substitute bench. That's good defending from Walker. Yeah, Walker's done well today. Even though his team is losing, I think he's been one of the better defenders. What sequence, Aspie and Rudiger combo is lethal. They've done really well together. They've combined well. Lovely defending from Azpilicueta. If he doesn't make that challenge, it's 1-0. Oh, no, not 1-0, 1-0. My brain has gone to pot. But that challenge is amazing. Amazing tackle from Azpilicueta to stop the cross going to Gundogan. He had to fully slide, full stretch to reach the ball. And risk putting it in his own goal. It was in front of his own goal. He had to make sure he put enough power to divert the ball over his own goal. Lovely ball to play towards Sterling. Takes it down by the corner flag. Trying to win something off James, perhaps. I was going to come in chat at half time, but I had a lot of mopping to do after goal. No worries, it's fine. I imagine you're pleased. I imagine you're very nervous, but I imagine you're pleased at what you've seen so far. Another long ball played towards. Again, it's a poor ball, really. They keep trying these long balls, Man City, and Chelsea mopping it up. What do you think of the game so far? Chelsea deserve winners. They've came out with a game plan, executed it to perfection, and City, despite having most of the ball, done nothing with it. Here's Fernandinho for City. He could change here with the attack, though. Is John Stones. Kyle Walker coming forward. Walker fakes a shot, sends Jorginho to the shops, plays out wide to Mahrez. Mahrez here, left-footed cross. Good header, a diving header away, I think, by Christensen there, the substitute. Not nervous. I'm happy how it's going. Good to hear. I'd be the same. I think you've had great control of the game. Tuchel, like I've said a lot today, got it spot on, I think, with just everything. The preparation, how to deal with City. Like, you need to defend deep with City. You need to have parts where you press, but you want to keep it very, very structured and very deep. That's the best way to play against Manchester City. You kind of have to play like a team who is struggling, struggle against relegation type way of playing against City. It's the only effective way, I think, and you've got it. You got it to perfection. City struggled to carve openings. Cross from Zinchenko, deflected off Kante. It does help that you got to play like Kante. I think he carries that midfield quite a bit with his tackles. Very box to box. I love watching Kante on the ball. And Pulisic, this is a chance for Chelsea. Out of nothing, really. Kai Havertz, chance, Pulisic, 2-0, no! It should have been. I thought it was going to nestle in the corner. It looked like it was going to nestle in the far corner. I even called it before it goes into the... Well, I can't quite believe what I've just seen. I'm literally predicting this goes in. Pulisic tries to clip it over the shoulder of Ederson, and the ball spins away from the goal. Just as it looks like it's going to clip into the, just enough the post or just in the far corner. It spins away. It looked like it was going to be game, set, match to Chelsea. Man City carved apart there. Pulisic, I hope that miss doesn't come back to haunt Chelsea now. You bring off Timo Werner for a man who's also missed a sitter. So I don't want to say it, but I got to kind of say it. Gabriel Jesus does well, and Rudiger doesn't foul him. Foden's cross into it's a good ball actually towards the middle. Chelsea don't clear their lines well. Foden gets it back again for City. 73 on the clock, still 1-0 to Chelsea. Fernandinho to Zinchenko. To Raheem Sterling. I got caught a bit off guard actually by how fast the counter-attack seemed to happen. City looked comfortable and suddenly Kai Havertz battled his way through the middle of the park, laid the ball off brilliantly to Pulisic, and he should have done better, I feel. You aren't defending that deep. You normally play this deep. This is very right now. Kante is genuinely the furthest player forward. That's a great ball towards Sterling. On the ball into the middle. And there's no flick towards goal. Gabriel Jesus tries a back heel but doesn't time it well. And again, both teams attacking very fast. Lovely threaded through ball towards Raheem Sterling. And just when you think City do not really look like they're going to create anything, a ball to Sterling changes all that. And I think Jesus has to do better there. You sit that deep in regular games. That's mental. You kind of play a little bit like Jose Mourinho. Very, very deep. I'd say you lot press more than Jose. Because he just likes to sit back and keep the structure. You kind of go out of it a little bit when City have the ball. Say they have it by their own corner flag. You'll like to press them in there. But you often keep your shape. Mahrez does well. But it's a good clean tackle by Chilwell. And could this be a counter-attack for Chelsea? Is Mason Mount... We've not really seen much of Mount today, to be quite fair. Although he hasn't really been called upon. So I'm sure the Chelsea fans don't really care too much. I've barely seen Mount at all in this game. Sitter, yeah, complete sitter. Complete sitter, by the way, for Pulisic. If I haven't already demonstrated that enough. He's literally one-on-one with the goalie. And clips it over the bar. Well, wide of the post. Same thing. The only thing I will say, he did have a little bit of pressure behind him, but he still should hit the target, really. Here is Pulisic for Chelsea. To Kai Havertz. 15 to go, still 1-0 to Chelsea. Havertz nearly puts the ball out of play. Kante has to do well to keep it in. Kante to Jorginho. Jorginho to Havertz. Havertz easily man of the match today. 1-2 with Pulisic. Havertz goes for goal. And it's closer to the corner flag than it is to the goal. Sergio Aguero will come on for Manchester City. Now, this could be big. He should have come on. I know he's been injured, but he should have come on, I think, at half-time. They were desperate. The miss, by the way, from Pulisic literally had Tuchel go down to his knees with his head and his hands on the floor. That's how much I think he expected him to score. Mount has been quiet. Mount has been very quiet. The assist was very good. The through ball towards Havertz in the first half that led to the goal, perfect. Other than that, I don't think he's done too much. But that could just, if that's the only thing he does in a game, and if they do win the game, I'm sure Chelsea fans do not care at all. City are playing like Barca, having so much possession, wasting it. Yeah, I agree. And they're on the ball now with Walker. Chelsea have stopped them doing anything. They have closed them down at every opportunity. John Stones now. Ruben Diaz back to Stones. City sitting on the halfway line. They have to force an opening. They do have Gabriel Jesus and Aguero on the field now. So you imagine they've gone more of a two up front than put Jesus as a cam. Cross deflected from Walker. It will be a corner to Manchester City. It was deflected off Chilwell. Another 1-0 UCL final. At least this one's exciting. True. And, Atletico Madrid versus Real Madrid a few years ago was 1-0 until Ramos scored a 93rd minute header. So, never write any game off. This has been pretty good so far. I will say. It will be a Mahrez corner. Left-footed. In-swinger. Drilled towards the... Oh, it's an awful corner. Awful corner to the near post. City still keep the ball. Mahrez has another chance to cross. That's much better! It's a good header away by Rudiger. Far better cross. And that... it looked like it was destined to hit a City head. That was a lovely ball into the box. I don't get how you can do such a bad corner and then, such a good cross. Only seconds after the corner is cleared, but it's a decent delivery by Mahrez. Chelsea remaining firm. 13 minutes to go. They still lead 1-0. They're heading towards their second ever UEFA Champions League trophy in their history. Diaz out wide. Can City... I'll tell you what. I said Chelsea like to press sometimes. They've not pressed City, I think, in this entire second half. If that says a lot about their way of playing. And, I can't even judge it because Man City have put the ball out of play. They can't create the openings. They try another diagonal pass. Doesn't work. And it's a throw into Chelsea. So I can't even sit here and say it's a bad way of playing. Because City are struggling. This is the most I've seen City struggle in a long time. Rudiger has improved so much this year. Excited to see him and Reece do well in the future. Rudiger, probably the best defender for Chelsea today. That tackle, him and Azpilicueta. But Rudiger's challenge to block Foden's shot, that was destined for the goal. That can't be forgotten, I think. Here's Kyle Walker battling, and Walker, I think that'll be a goal kick, yeah. He was trying to win a throw in there. Just over 11 minutes to go. Another sub for Chelsea. Kovacic to come on in midfield. I think to mainly just shore it up, I think. Mason Mount will come off. This is just really giving the intent that Chelsea are more than happy to sit on a 1-0. And Mason Mount coming off. The only thing I will say is if Chelsea do get pegged back now, without Mason Mount, the next goal is huge. The next, if there even is a next goal, if City get an equaliser, they're going to win it. If Chelsea, obviously any goal now for Chelsea would win the whole thing, but it is huge. Chelsea are setting themselves up to just defend now. Mount has done his part. He got the assist. Mendy's goal kick. 10 minutes to go plus injury time. 1-0 to Chelsea. Will this be enough? Imagine Aguero makes it 1-1. Well, I want it for entertainment value personally. I don't know about you guys. I'm sure the Chelsea fans in chat will disagree with me, but it'd be a very interesting final if City did get an equaliser. I love. Oh man, I wasn't gonna do the Europa League final, and I regret that now because that final went down to penalties, and that would have been great to stream. I remember thinking at the time, like, man, this would have been so exciting to stream. Every time City have an attack, I'm scared. Yeah, whenever I'm a Villa, watching Villa as a Villa fan, as soon as the team go into the Villa's half, I start clenching my butt a little bit. I can't lie. I think that's just part and parcel, being a fan. And it's just, if your team is losing in any final, it's just heartbreak, man. I watched this lose 1-0 to Fulham in the playoff final, and I watched this lose to Carabao final against City last year, and both were very painful. Ben Chilwell, is that a dive from Chilwell? I need to see that again. I think that's a dive from Ben Chilwell. I think that's a Jack Grealish type, sprawl to the ground. Does he get caught here? He's made the most of that. It is a foul. It is a Grealish, tumble. He gets a little nibble on his ankle, and he makes a right meal of it. But I don't blame you, Ben. I do not blame you. You earned that free kick, mate. But it's anyone who gives a stick to Grealish for doing that. It's done by every team. It literally is. Aren't Chilwell and Grealish? Well, yeah, they do a lot of pictures together. I'm sure Jack has told him to do little things here and there. Chilwell free kick into the box. He took it quick and it was headed away. Shot comes in from distance and it is wide, and a goal kick to Manchester City. I think it's very easy to say. A lot of the England players may get influenced by Grealish in some form or another. I kind of don't want it to happen, but if you do get fouled, if you don't go down, usually they're not given, really. About 10 minutes till final whistle. Yep. Because we're 2 minutes in. I can't imagine much time being added on. There's been very little stoppages other than the head clash. That may make this possibly 3 or 4 minutes. The very most 4. I think this is really squeaky bum time for Man City. And I can't really think back to any big City chance. There's not been a big save from Mendy. I think Villa has done more to Chelsea at that. Well, we obviously beat Chelsea, but we created more than City. Havertz tries to backheel towards Kante. A foul has been given. Plus 3 to 5. I can't imagine there being 5. I think there'll be a little bit of added time. It's just not been enough stoppages for Manchester City, really. Fernandinho. It's a very typical 1980s type tackle. Wins the ball, it's strong. But that would not be given as a foul. If you go back 30 years, that is not a foul. The rules of the game obviously adapt. And you could say it's a dangerous tackle, but he does win it clean. I'm not a fan to call that a foul personally. I like a good side tackle. Long ball from Aspilicueta, but it will be caught by Ederson. Well, Chelsea players will not care at all. Any long ball they do, they tick down the time. It'll just be easy now. I think for Chelsea, I think this is exactly what Tuchel wants. To just have a bit of time like this to sit back, get your defensive players on the pitch, and see this out. I think this is prime Thomas Tuchel. It really is. We've seen this countless times. When he used to manage PSG, we've seen it in the Premier League as well, where he sorted out their defence. This is prime Tuchel we're seeing right now. Kyle Walker, very deep cross towards the far post, and he's found Aguero. Aguero's cross is well caught by Mendy. Well, that long ball, it didn't look like it was going to cause anything, and he found Aguero well there. And Aguero, you know what, Sergio, mate, have a go, man. You might as well. I know he's on an angle, but force Mendy into something. I don't really remember Mendy making a save this game. It's just caught crosses. There's been a couple blocks to deny. Like Rudiger's block. But I don't think Mendy has had to make any big save. John Terry will be buzzing. I'm sure he will be. And even Frank Lampard, you know. I'm sure he's watching this right now, very happy. Gundogan for City. Again, it's poor for Manchester City. It's easy. Kante and Havertz battling out for man of the match so far. Good interception, though, in midfield. Mahrez and Gundogan together. Out wide to Kyle Walker. Walker, another early cross from him towards Aguero. And this time, it's slightly too long, but it's a decent attempt to get the ball into the box. It was a decent attempt, I'll give him that. But this time, it's slightly too long. It will be a goal kick to Chelsea. It's just a little bit too long for not only Mahrez but as well as Aguero there coming in. They should have done this earlier. I don't know why it took them until the 80th minute for Kyle Walker to deliver those early crosses in, because they actually look dangerous. First time I've seen Aguero have the ball and from a cross like that. So I do think they need to do it more. Again, Walker's in that position. They'll go long again, looking for Aguero. Heads it down in towards... it was actually Jesus looking for Aguero, not the other way around. It will be a corner kick, I think, to Chelsea, or has it not been given? Tuchel wanting the crowd to to cheer his players on. Look at that. You love to... I can't lie. You love to see it. The crowd are there. They're buzzing. Thomas Tuchel really getting the crowd up on their feet. I do like... That's passion. I like to see that. And the Chelsea fans do react well to it. The goal kick had been given. It wasn't the corner. It was a goal kick. And that's why Tuchel was wanting to get the crowd behind their plays. He's done. I think the fans have done well for Chelsea today. From what I could see, every time the cameras pan to the Chelsea fans, they've always been in fine voice. They only have 3 minutes now, Man City, to do something in this game. Or will it be another one of those 1-0 Champions League wins? We saw it last year with Kingsley Coman header for Bayern Munich. That was all that was needed. And this year it could be a Kai Havertz goal. A yellow card has been brandished. It will be a free kick to Chelsea. It was Gabriel Jesus actually with the foul of all players. And well, Chelsea again, they'll try and waste a little bit of time here and there. I need to see this again. Yeah, he's just snapped Kai Havertz. Yeah, it's a bit of a scissor tackle. I'm sure he'll be okay. Yeah, he's getting back to his feet. He'll be fine. They'll just try and tick any time down that they possibly can. The fans are loving this. They've put the camera on. They've put the camera on the fans more than anything so far. 2 minutes to go. Plus injury time. Still 1-0 to the Blues. I did say my heart said Chelsea would win this. It's just my head it'll be City all the way. I wanted Chelsea to win this. They are winning this 1-0. All the money in the world. All the money in the world. And City still can't buy a Champions League trophy as of right now. I need to say that before the clip is taken out of context. Ben Chilwell for Chelsea in the box. Towards Pulisic. He'll get it back. Nice interchange of play here. This is easy for Chelsea. Pulisic. I'm surprised they're not holding the ball in the corner, really. Chilwell. No, he will hold the ball in the corner. And that's a free kick, surely. The referee hasn't given it. And in fact, he will give a free kick to...
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay. Well, okay. My Alexa thought I was talking. Sure. A free kick to Man City was given. City need a wonder. City need anything right now. City need a miracle. I think everyone wants Chelsea to win. I 100% agree. No one really wants City to win. They're just an oil club. They're just an oil club. They have an amazing coach. They have amazing players. And even the owner is a nice guy, to be fair. He's built up the Manchester City, the club, the training ground, the area even. But they are just an oil club. And I couldn't be more happy. Chance, though, for a cross towards the far post. And Chilwell's made a mess of it. Chance, Foden. And what a block that is. And I think that possibly was Kovacic with the tackle there. I nearly had to eat my own words. It might have actually been Christensen, actually. I nearly ate my own words there. As City nearly equalised as soon as I was bad mouthing them. City, yeah, but they haven't won the Champions League, so they can win the Premier League and the Carabao Cup all they want. This is the big one. This is the big one. 7 minutes. 7 minutes of added time. 7. I have no idea where they've got this 7 from. That is stupid. 7 added minutes. That is a joke. How on earth is there 7 minutes? That is unbelievable. Hello to you, Kyle, up the Villa. How on earth is this 7 minutes of added time? Unbelievable. Mahrez drifting through, but what a tackle, Kante. Oh my, Kante has been a monster in midfield today. Kai Havertz goes down under a tackle, and that will be a free kick to Chelsea. Well, they've got to waste even more time here. Refs are getting paid. Fam, Sheikh Mansour in the ear of the referee was going, "Oh, I'll give you 500 grand if you add another few minutes." That's what he's going. He's giving him extra money. There's no way they've got 7 minutes of injury time from this game. That is literal football fraud. I have not seen 7 minutes of players injured on the ground. Here's Kante for Chelsea. At least Chelsea are on the ball with it. And they have actually lost the ball. That's poor. Foden will rather have the throw-in than keep it in play. A minute and a half has gone of the 7. It is 1-0 to Chelsea still. City will surely have to pull the players forward. Now, Kyle Walker for Man City. Can they get the equalising goal? Walker, heavy touch. And, well, Jorginho has gone down as if he's been shot there. I think a very powerful challenge from Walker. And Walker, well, Jorginho's just back up anyway. I think the referee will have, a word in his ear about that. Jorginho goes down rolling like he's got shot just to get back up in seconds anyway. Mahrez goes for an early ball in, and it will be headed away by Christensen, and it will be a throw into Manchester City. Why are players going down like that fast? Just to go up so quick. It's so funny to see. He's clearly trying to, tick time down for Chelsea. 5 minutes of the injury time left to go. Kyle Walker with his long throw for Man City. First one of these we've seen today. Towards Stones. He doesn't climb very well. And it's cleared. It's not the climb was poor. He timed it badly. Ederson on the halfway line for City. He'll probably drill this towards the goal. Ederson lofts it towards the back post. It's headed away by Kovacic. Kyle Walker will get it back for Man City. He'll put a ball into the box. It's a poor one. And Kante will head away. Of all players, it's the 5'5" N'Golo Kante to head the ball away. And that might be a counter-attack for Chelsea. They've won the ball back. Kante. And he'll win a free kick. You know what? That's clever. That's game management. Rather than try and play an early pass that might not work. He's won a free kick. That will waste more time. Tuchel again. Getting the crowd off their feet. We've seen this so much today. The camera loves going back to the Chelsea manager. He's constantly on his feet. The City fans, man. The camera's panned over to a City supporter. Must be no older than 10, looking like he's about to go into tears. Inject it in my veins. I am a horrible human being, but I like it when kids cry at football games. I think it's funny. Spilicueta goes long for Chelsea. And that will just be a goal kick. That's a poor free kick, really. It's drifted over towards Kai Havertz. And half of the 7 minutes have been played. Everything in the book Chelsea have done to waste time here is funny. Every single thing in the book they've done. Ederson will go long for Manchester City. You can't tell me his kicking is poor. Like, that is incredible. It's travelled like 80 yards up the pitch. Here's Gabriel Jesus for Manchester City. Away from Kovacic. Jesus. His cross is blocked. It will be a throw into Manchester City. 3 minutes to go. Can they hold on? Kyle Walker's long throw. City don't mind having throw-ins when Kyle Walker can launch them. He does. Into the box. Flick on header from Stones. And a foul has been given. Rudiger gone down holding his head. A free kick to Chelsea has been shown. It was John Stones fouling Rudiger. I think this is it. I think Chelsea have done it, you know. I will go out and say it. Maybe I'll regret saying it. But you know what? It's not my team. I can go on and say it. I think Chelsea have done it now. City haven't done enough. City have not done enough. City have played, I think, as poorly as as Real Madrid did against Chelsea. And I'll give Chelsea full credit. It's been a good season for them. Thomas Tuchel has managed to completely revamp this Chelsea team after Lampard got sacked. Within 6 months, he's managed to revamp this team. Who would have thought they'd be in a Champions League final? Right, when they had Lampard. No one ever would have imagined Lampard taking them to the final. They are a minute and a half from winning. Long throw taken from Chilwell. Good header away, actually, by John Stones. Aguero flicks it on. Jesus. That's good strength. Jesus in the box for City. Turns one way, goes the other. Great defending Christensen. And it will be a throw-in. And you can already imagine it's the long throw that will be from Kyle Walker. Just over a minute to go. City 0. Chelsea 1. Walker will missile this into the box. Towards Stones. Flicks his header on. Fernandinho can't climb. Shot comes in. Oh, it's just wide. I think it was Riyad Mahrez with Mendy standing still. And I think he knows that was probably the last chance for Manchester City to get something from this game. And it is a foot over the bar. It is so nearly the equaliser for Manchester City. Well, Mendy had no chance. Mendy stood still. It was just, well, it was like I can't even put it into words. It's like time stopped still. And the ball was flying towards goal. And it just didn't have enough dip on it to take it goalwards. And wow, what an end to the game that would have been. 20 seconds to go. It is Manchester City 0. Chelsea 1. The throw is taken back to Ederson. Does he have enough time? He only has 10 seconds. Ederson goes long. And that will be surely caught by Mendy. It will be caught by Mendy. Will that be full time? It is full time. It is Chelsea's Champions League. They've only gone and done it. Edouard Mendy in goal, crying in tears. The whole Chelsea fans, absolute in raptures. The supporters have gone mental. The players, the coaching staff have flooded the field. Chelsea have beaten Manchester City by 1-0. Kai Havertz with the winning goal. They've only gone and done it. Only the second time in the club's history. The second time in 9 years they've gone on to win it. Who would have thought? Sergio Aguero looked absolutely distraught. He's in tears, actually. I do feel for him. That's his final ever game for Manchester City, and it has ended up in absolute heartbreak. Aguero was once caught saying in a newspaper 6 years ago he would not leave Manchester City until he'd won the Champions League. Well, he has actually gone and lied. He will leave Manchester City. They have not won the Champions League. They have still no Champions Leagues at the Oil Club in blue. It is still the Elite Five. And I couldn't be more happier. Fantastic result for Chelsea fans across the world. And I'm sure all the Chelsea fans right now will be absolutely delighted. Well, the Chelsea fans in my chat are delighted too. This is incredible. Absolutely love to see it. What an amazing final that was. It was very entertaining. Riyad Mahrez only inches away from getting Manchester City's equalising goal. And it just didn't dip enough for them. Well, every City player the cameras pan to, they're in tears. They look absolutely distraught. And I would be too. I would be distraught too. But big credit, big amount of credit has to go to Thomas Tuchel. Yeah, Aguero in tears. Loads of credit to Thomas Tuchel. He's done well. The man has done very, very well. Lampard would not be lifting this trophy today. But Thomas Tuchel will. Don't know what Abraham is celebrating for. Never played basically a game this season. Came on sprinting and like kids. Yeah, I know. But he will get a medal for it. He will get a medal for it, Tammy Abraham. And it will go down on his CV. He is a Champions League winner. He is the winner of it. and you can't take it away. I wouldn't say it was that. I wouldn't go on and say it was that, but I can't say they've not deserved it. Massive amount of credit. And you know what? I've been a clown. I said they won't win the Champions League this year. And I'll admit my clownery. I didn't think they would do it. I have been proved wrong. And I don't mind being proved wrong. They've done it well today. They've played well. They have been the better team. And they have deserved all the credit. Thank you guys for being with me today. It has been a very good final. For some reason I forgot to write after game, whatever. I'll just go back to the screen. It's been a very good final. I will be live tomorrow for FIFA 21 Foot Champions, which I'm sure I hope to see you guys there for that, because I did one a few months ago and it did quite well. So I'm excited to actually stream a bit of FIFA to you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, and please have a good day. And you Chelsea fans, enjoy your little celebration. Thank you guys.